a historic launch from KIZIL ELMA, direct hit with a supersonic missile from 120 kilometers away. The Bayraktar KIZILELMA Unmanned Combat Aircraft UCA scored a direct hit on its target during a test launch using the Jet 230 air-to-ground supersonic missile developed by ROKETSAN. The development process of Turkey's first unmanned combat aircraft, the Bayraktar KIZILELMA developed by Baykar, continues, with the integration of new capabilities. According to a statement from the company, the Bayraktar KIZILELMA, which marks the beginning of a new era in global aviation history, successfully completed its first firing test with an air-to-ground supersonic missile as part of the work conducted at the 5th Main Jet Base Command in Merzifon. The Bayraktar KIZILELMA fired the Jet 230 missile. The Bayraktar KIZILELMA's serial production model, tail number S2, took off from the AKINCI Flight Training and Test Center in Tekirdağ, Çorlu on July 8 to conduct the firing test and arrived at the 5th Main Jet Base Command in Merzifon. Following preparation and testing activities conducted there, the unmanned combat aircraft took off on July 11th with 2 supersonic Jet 230 missiles mounted under its wings and headed toward a target over the sea to conduct the firing test. Bayraktar KIZILELMA successfully fired the Jet 230 missile from a range of over 120 kilometers, hitting its target with pinpoint accuracy. Thus, Turkey's first unmanned combat aircraft passed another significant milestone, demonstrating its capability to carry out critical missions using supersonic munitions in air-to-ground operations. Selçuk Bayraktar, another milestone has been achieved. Selçuk Bayraktar, chairman of the board and chief technology officer at Baykar, who led the test activities, said following the successful launch, "Another milestone has been achieved. I congratulate you all from the bottom of my heart, friends." Integration of national ammunition gains momentum. Bayraktar KIZILELMA had previously successfully completed firing tests using the Geekdogan air-to-air missile, as well as Tolin TEBR-8 and LGK-82 ammunition, with Bayraktar KIZILELMA successfully hitting its target using the Jet 230 supersonic missile. The integration of domestic munitions has gained momentum. Through these integration efforts, Turkey's first unmanned combat aircraft is increasing its effectiveness against various targets. First autonomous formation flight by KIZILELMA. In a test conducted on December 27, 2025, the Bayraktar KIZILELMA's third prototype, PT-3, and fifth prototype, PT-5, flew in formation wingman flight with an autonomous combat pilot, moving in sync with each other thanks to smart fleet autonomy algorithms developed by the Baykar team. This marked the first time in the history of aviation that 2 unmanned combat aircraft performed close formation flight autonomously. The Bayraktar KIZILELMA made aviation history during a test conducted on November 29, 2025 in the historic test conducted off the coast of Sinop. KIZILELMA, which struck the target aircraft identified by the Aselsan-developed Murad ASA radar with a direct hit using the Geekdogan missile developed by Tubatek. Sage became the world's first unmanned combat aircraft to destroy a jet-powered aerial target using a beyond visual range air-to-air missile. Baykar, which has carried out all its projects entirely with its own resources from the very beginning, continued to be the world's largest exporter in the unmanned aerial vehicle segment in 2025, maintaining its leadership in the global UAV market over the past 3 years. Baykar broke its own record with an export volume of $2.2 billion in 2025, generating 90% of its revenue from exports in recent years. Baykar has become the driving force behind Turkey's high-tech exports. Baykar, the world's largest UAV company. Baykar, which received the Export Champions award after ranking among the top 10 exporters across all sectors in Turkey in 2023, 2024, and 2025. Was the leading exporter in the defense and aerospace sector in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. According to data from the Presidency of Defense, Industries and the Turkish exporters, Assembly Tim. In 2023, Baykar accounted for one-third of the sector's exports on its own, and in 2024, it accounted for one-fourth of the defense and aerospace sector's total exports, propelling Turkey to a leading position in the global UAV export market. As the world's largest unmanned aerial vehicle company, Baykar has signed export agreements with a total of 39 countries, 36 for the Bayraktar TB2 UAV and 16 for the Bayraktar AKINCI to date.